Bertha was really looking forward to the arrival of her adult daughter Whitney and family for the holidays. But within the first few seconds of seeing each other, Bertha realized that her daughter was enduring through some family issues. Whitney and her husband had done their best not to show any sign of strain in the marriage to Bertha. But the elderly lady knew better. When mother and daughter were left alone in the kitchen, Bertha asked Whitney if anything were troubling the couple and whether Bertha would be of any help to both. "Mom," insisted her daughter, "don't interfere in our marriage. We are adults and we have been married for more than a year. Everyone experiences crises in relationships, and we will have this crisis past." To this, Bertha replied, "Although your father is not alive, I remember well a situation in our own relationship that did not just pass." Bertha tried explaining, but her daughter wouldn't have any of it. "Mom," interrupted Whitney, "we're not you and Dad, so you don't have to say anything. I know everything myself. Go talk to your grandchildren. They need your wisdom more than I do." Bertha was hurt to hear these words from her daughter, but she decided not to press the topic and spoil the holiday cheer. So she went to the living room to her grandson and granddaughter, who were playing on their phones. During the holiday dinner, everyone exchanged well wishes and cheer. Bertha was glad that the children's voices once again filled the old house with merriment and laughter. But she also felt the tension between her daughter and her husband. Afterward, everyone migrated over to the lit fireplace. It was nice to sit in the warmth and listen to the howl of the cold wind outside the window. Bertha dozed off, but woke up with the passing of a cool draft. Whitney, meanwhile, together with her husband and children, worked to rekindle the fading flame in the fireplace. Working with wet firewood from Whitney's husband brought in from the street, the family met little success. Bertha, however, had been prepared for such situations, and she stored dried logs in the basement of the house. But the raw firewood didn't catch fire. Smoke plumes with no warmth started to fill the air. Bertha smiled and spoke. Everyone flinched and looked at her as they thought she was still asleep. "This fire," she started speaking, "reminds me of human relationships. If you don't respond to the messages of friends, soon enough they'll stop texting you back," Bertha said, addressing her grandchildren. "If the husband does not praise the delicious food that the wife has prepared, she'll soon enough quit putting heart into cooking. She'll lose her inspiration. And if the wife indifferently takes for granted everything that the husband does for her, soon enough he won't bother with it anymore." Just like maintaining the fire requires firewood, so too maintaining relationships requires attention and respect. How much, and most importantly, what kind of wood you put into the fire will determine the warmth you receive from it. How much attention and respect you put into the relationship will determine how warm and how long the relationship remains. You can't fool fire. You'll get as much heat as you give it yourself. Bertha smiled at her grandchildren, who listened intently to her grandmother. She then sneakily looked over to her daughter and her husband. They understood to whom Bertha's words were addressed. Whitney took her husband's hand, and he reciprocated with a kiss on his wife's forehead, and Bertha realized that she had been heard. Nothing in this world disappears or appears just like that. Keep that in mind. Your love and attention will return to you in happy and warm relationships, and your coldness and indifference will leave you freezing alone.